The first clip we're going to see here is against a 4-2 defensive structure, which we talked about earlier, and I'll be able to show you better some of the landmarks and some of the steps that we talked about during the PowerPoint presentation. So we'll start with the wide clip. Here we're going to be running our inside zone to the left, again against a 4-2 defensive structure. So we're going to be leaving the backside end unblocked on this play. I'm going to move to the tight angle. So again, as we set this play up, we're going to set up our 5 most dangerous defenders as the play side end, the 2 interior down linemen, and the 2 linebackers in the box. So my 5 linemen have communicated that amongst themselves, and they know that those are the 5 people that we're going to be responsible for on this play. A couple things to keep your eye on as we move through this play. As I was talking earlier, we had talked about defensive linemen playing a looser technique and how that changes your footwork. You'll see as we're running inside zone to the left here, you'll see that we have a what we would call a 2-eye technique here on our left guard. So our center understands that because of that very, very loose technique going to his left, he's going to have to alter his footwork and take a step at 45 degrees in order to put his body and put his stance in a position to be able to block that quickly and efficiently. You'll also notice over here on our tackle, he's got a little bit of a looser fitting defensive end, and he's going to have to alter his footwork as well, pretty much across the board here. And you'll see there's some moving parts here that we'll be able to read out as we go through this play. So what we always talk about is we talk about our first step, because our first step is what sets you up for success, and our first step is where you get your read on the knees of the linemen to let you know where they're going to go. Everybody's taken one step now. You can see how things have changed in this picture a little bit. You can see our left tackle hasn't taken a very good step. He's clicked his heels together and put himself in a bad position going forward in this play to attack that guy's play side shoulder. Number 92 here, who is in a 2-eye alignment on our guard to start the play, has now crossed his face as the ball is snapped. Our center has stepped, seen him cross his face, and he's understood to move onto the second level now. You can see his eyes are already fixed on that second level linebacker. And it's the same thing over here with the 3 technique. He's going to be crossing over into this gap. Our tackle and our guard have seen that. So now our guard will be blocking him, trying to stay on his play side shoulder, while tackle will be climbing to the other linebacker that we've identified as one of our primary threats on this play. Now let's go a couple steps further. Now you can see our left guard is still struggling to get to that play side shoulder, but he's running his feet and he's widening him. Our left tackle's got his feet back, but he's unable to get to his landmark. His hand positioning is bad and unable to widen it. Our right guard here is still fighting to get to his landmark, and by doing that, he's widened out this hole. He's washed the defensive lineman down there and made lanes for us to run through in here. Our 2 linemen that are climbing to the second level, you can see they're in good position to get to the to step on the linebacker's toes, square him up, and then have our running back be able to make our decision on where he's going to run this football eventually. As they contact him, you can see the center's done a better job here of not ducking his head and leaning on him. He has him squared up, so if the back's behind him, he can make a cut off of either side of that block right here. Our right tackle hasn't done as well of a job. He's gotten more on the play side shoulder, and he's really only given our back the option to play in between these 2.